Now I'm aware.
Man, this shit dope.
Time and space. The rhythm calls. Yoga. Journey is the destination. No map, no sign, just revelation. The heartbeat comes to sync with creation. The journey is the destination. Heartbeat comes to sync.
Work that. Work it. Hey, 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 hey. Work that. Work it. Hey, 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 hey. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Carry stories untold, untamed.
Oh. Oh.
Saxophone cries. Carry stories soft yet unashamed.
Ah, you gotta love this. I love this.
Ooh.
Okay, okay, all right. Y'all enjoy it. Enjoy it. Give me a second. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Y'all enjoy it. Oh, man. That is beautiful. Okay. Okay. So hopefully there's not an echo here. I'm testing this thing out, so don't judge me if it's not going the best. So I wanted to talk about archetypes. Archetypes. Hopefully everyone's doing well and everyone's tuned in, having an amazing Friday night. I did arrange for this time, so I've decided I'm gonna do it. There were some other things that came up, challenges as life gives. Life is always giving challenges. Like that's just one of the things that you have to learn about life. And we're here just to have a conversation, just to talk about I got an emergency that came up, so I have to kind of go back and forth a little bit. Okay. Damn. So I want to talk about, I want you all to understand there are changes that are happening in the world today. Of course, we all know, right? That we're not blind unless you're under a rock somewhere. But what's going to happen now that has to happen within human society, with us as people, as individuals, there has to be a clear distinction between what is going on with AI and what is going on with humans. Humans, on one hand, are used to being the dominating species in the world. We're used to being in this space where we have to think it and then we have to do it, execute it. Thinkers and doers. And before all that space, before that thinking and doing happens, there has to be a level of creativity. Now we're in a space, now we're in a time where creativity, thinking, and doing are being replaced by robots and artificial intelligence. And at a critical time, I would say, a critical time being that um, 20 years ago, I know this for a fact because I remember this statistic myself. I found it so interesting. I thought it was, there's no way this is true. But I say 20 years ago, just throwing it out, actually it was 30 years ago. It was 15. And I remember hearing the statistic that the average adult, the average person, thought, spoke, engaged, interacted on an eighth grade level. And then I read 5 years ago, that's gone down to sixth grade level. So if you want to interact with the average adult, you have to think from a sixth grade level and talk about interaction, use vocabulary of sixth grade. So I'm not going to say that we've been dumbed down, but I will say that life has been so simplified that we found that people just don't need a lot of intelligence anymore. And in this space where people have landed on, you don't need a lot of intelligence anymore. The system at large has kept us so busy and so distracted with jobs, with work, with bills. People have just, the overall IQ of society has gone down. This is just a matter of fact. So, given that, that's why I say AI is here at a proper time because AI is a supreme source of creativeness, a supreme source of intellect. And put my earplugs in here. a supreme source of strategy to tell you how to do it. I read some article the other day where a man had a shoulder problem for, I don't even know how long, something like 20, 30 years, and no doctor could fix it. He had gone to chiropractic, done a number of different things. None of it worked. So now that AI is out, he ended up going to AI, asking AI, hey, what should I do about this? AI gave him a simple maneuver, put his hand on a wall, do a certain rotation, do this exercise every day, try it for 3 days and see how it feels. After 3 days, it was completely healed, completely fixed. So while AI cannot do it, it can think it. And because others, it has an infinite documentation or has a lifetimes worth of documentation that it references on a moment by moment basis in giving you answers. It has a plethora of what we would consider creativity, right? Um, but it's on us to do the doing. And as we get beyond just the doing of what AI says, we also get into the uh, into the into the not just the execution of it, but also into the space where what do we do with our time? Because eventually the AI is going to be able to do it as well. It'll be in a robot. Those are already being deployed in China and already being deployed throughout the United States in test ways of testing to the military in particular. So that's going to happen. It's here. It's here. We're not even we're talking 2 to 5 years. I mean, they'll slowly roll it out just so that people can adopt it easier. So they'll slowly roll it out over the next maybe 10 to 15, 20 years. But the technology's here now for sure. So it means that as people, as humans, we need to define ourselves in a way that is beyond just the creativity, beyond just the intellect, and beyond just the doing. And what does that mean? What is the one thing that human beings have that no robot and no AI will ever have? That is a soul. There too becomes a time where that is up for debate. It's something that is thinking, it's something that is creative, something that is sentient, that understands that it's alive. Does that thing have a soul? That's a question for a time that the dust will probably be off my bones by the time they address that question, but the question will have to be answered. For right now, we know there is soul in human. There's a spark that is inside of your heart that keeps it beating every moment. Scientists don't know where that comes from. Scientists have no idea where that comes from. They just know it's there. There's a spark, which is why whenever someone has like a heart attack or their heart has issues, they put the defibrillators, they rub them together and they put a shock into the heart, basically to encourage that heart to find its rhythm again, to find its electric rhythm again to restart. And then that shock, that little electric shock voltage that happens inside the heart, hopefully it catches, and now the heart is beating again. You're alive again, and now you're in that space. So, the space of the living. So the important question now is, how do we navigate as humans? First thing we have to get right is the relationship with ourselves, because things are going to get a lot more spiritual. They have to. That's the only way to go. It's the only thing that AI can't explore. It can help us to explore it, but it can't explore it itself, which means those are the spaces that we're going to have to go to, regardless of your intelligence. See, the beauty of God, and this is all throughout the Bible, as you know, which is why we call him Father God and the children, and we are the children. And he always says, children move this way, children think this way, children act this way. Yes, because we think and move as children. We understand as children. Most of us die as children, never putting away the childish things and moving into that of adulthood. So, knowing that we have this childlike mind, we also have a childlike soul, which is always reaching out to that infinite greatness that is God. This It's already been explored in science that there is actually a desire within us to praise, even those who are atheists. Atheism still is a belief. It's the one belief. You have to believe one thing, and that is that there was never any miracles that ever happened ever. Something, all of things came from absolutely nothing. So atheism asks for the belief in one miracle. And that one miracle is that there was a big boom. No more miracles after that. So it's still a belief. You still believe that there was something that started this miracle. So you have to believe in one miracle versus all the miracles that people of faith believe in. So knowing this, that we that this thing ends up spiritual, there's a journey to this. There's a journey to how you get to the place of supreme spirituality. It starts with self-love. It starts with understanding who you are. And so what I've developed, what I've created is something called the uh, elemental energy archetypes. So elementals, which are associated to the elements of the earth, the four elements of the earth, technically five, but four elements of the earth. And that is the wind, right? The sky. There's the water, which is the flow. There is the earth, right? The dirt, the earth. And then there is the flame, right? The lava, the fire, you know, flame. Yeah. These all align to energy types. Now, depending on what your energy type is, if you're a flow, a sister flow, right? That's a female energy type. Sister sky, sky is a female energy type. Earth, you want to guess what type of energy type that is? Masculine. Flame, masculine. So these are the balances between each other and in between each other. Each is having to looking to grab a portion of the other to balance themselves off. This does not mean that a flame becomes an earth or a sky becomes a flow. No, your nature is what your nature is. It's always going to be your dominant energy archetype. But you will adopt other and adapt to, by adapting in your environment, you will adopt other personality types that you need to survive. Like, for example, those who grew up in harsher environments, right? Those who grew up in harsher environments will typically adopt a flame personality type, right? A flame or a flow. Why? Because it's survival techniques, survival tactics. If you're a flame, if you're in an environment, for example, you go up around a block or something like that, and you have to constantly be on your defensive, well, your nervous system learns how to stay in fight or flight mode. Either you engage and you fight, or you run and you get out of there. That is a nervous system training that happens as a child that is very hard to let go unless you're deliberate about it as an adult. So these things are very important, in which understanding how your nervous system is wired energetically so that you know how to deal with yourself. What your core is, like my heart, for example, is earth. But the way in which I navigate my mind is very flame. So I have to learn that even though I was born as an earth, I became and nurtured into a flame. And so so as a flame, there are certain protocols, rules that I've created, regulations to make sure that there's a release valves when I know my flame is boiling, is flaming over. I need to calm down. I need to extinguish myself. There's certain practices that I have that extinguish me, that cool me down, right? Now, if you're earth, what you'll find with the different personality types is that each they have their light and they have their dark, right? They have their sunshine and they have their shadow attributes. For example, Earth, for let's go with flow. There are a lot of flows, sister flows out here. And then we'll go to Earth because there's a lot of brother Earths out here as well. Sister flow and brother Earth tend to move in the same mannerisms. One is just the masculine frame, the other is the female frame. And the female frame, the sister flow moves in that she is very agreeable. She's very agreeable. She's an empath. She feels people. She wants others to love. She wants people to win. She's willing to overextend herself. She's willing to overextend herself so that others are happy around her. Beautiful, beautiful personality type. But these women, they often give so much that they go too deep into their flow and forget themselves. That's where they fall into depression. Does that make sense? Brother Earth, same thing. Except in his way, he's more a financial giver, more a supplier. He'll carry so much on his back, so much weight on himself that it collapses him, it destroys him. And depending on the personality type that he's with, his partner, for example, if his partner is a sister sky and she's in her toxic frame, she's in her shadow frame, that means she's a total narcissist. That woman will destroy that man. That woman will destroy that man. If you're a woman who's a flow and you're dating a flame, a man, a brother flame, and he is in his toxic state, his shadow trait, he will destroy you. Absolutely. Some of you know what it's like to date narcissists. All narcissists, men are either flame, women are either sky. They have to find the balance in understanding that as spiritual creatures, they're not here to look down on others. They're here to enhance others with their light, their passion, and their leadership, right? Flows, you are the accountants. You are the executive secretaries. You're the ones that understand the way things should move such that there is peace and balance. Same thing with Earth. You're the one that shifts and moves. You might earthquake or you might mudslide, but in the end of the day, everything grows from you. Trees, plants, shrubs, everything eats from you. The animals of the earth, all things nourish with you. Sun warms you. The flames warm you from the sun. This is how you work in unison with flame. Sister Sky, you cool off the water. You keep that current moving. That's how you find your copacetic, your balance with Sister Flow. So the most important thing is that you understand your energy archetype so that you understand yourself. And in understanding yourself, you know how you navigate the world. You also know what energy archetypes are your balance, is good for you and what is bad for you. And once you understand that, well, then the world becomes your oyster. The world becomes yours for the taking because you know who you are. So you identify others who are like you. Other flows would navigate with other flows, or the greatest relationship with the flow is a balanced sky. The greatest relationship for a sky is with a balanced flow. So narcissism doesn't get in sky's way. Depression doesn't get in flow's way. There's a balance there. And within that balance, there's a beautiful equilibrium that is found. And that's what you want. That's the energy that you want between each other as sisters. Now, when you're dating, that looks different depending on the personality type, depends on your balance, but just know you always want to be giving the best of your archetype, the highest version of it, so that you can receive the highest version from the next archetype. If you're moving in your highest energetic flow, your elemental energy state, well, then you can easily recognize those who are moving in lower states and states that are different from yours and either decide to stay away from them or engage and bring them into a strength that they had never seen before and never known. And that's on you. That's the space that you make. But I want to take the time to introduce this to you all, and more importantly, talk about equally importantly, in understanding yourself and your own energetic archetype, understanding others in energetic archetypes, and also understanding the balance that must be held between the two of you. Sister Flo, the reality is that the world we live in today, many men have taken on extremely feminine um, attributes, extremely feminine. So these men have fallen to a space where in their bitterness, they become narcissists. And so, Flo, if you're dating a brother Flame who's an absolute narcissist, you know this because he's never concerned about your well being. His thoughts are always toward how much you're not doing for him, even when you're doing your very best. The exact same true as a Earth dating a sky, brother Earth. If you're dating a woman who only sees the value that you're bringing as transactional, you can never do enough. You can never please her, no matter how good you are to her. She's always nitpicking, finding something wrong. She is a toxic sky, and that's someone both of you, Sister Earth, I'm sorry, Sister Brother Earth, and Sister Flo. That's something both of you should never be dating these type of people because they will seek to drain your energy for their own. They'll take it for their own. This is where the energetic vampirism comes in, where you understand this, right? They take your energy to embolden themselves. They want more compliments from you. They want more money from you. They want more gifts from you. They want more time from you. They want more sacrifice from you because they want to, it validates who they are, that you alone, if just you alone, see them more important to you than you do yourself. That's feeding into the narcissistic ego, the narcissistic frame. That's something you should always avoid. So we're going to have more conversations like this. This was just the first. I wanted to introduce you to this so that When we meet again, you're more familiar with these energetic archetypes. And what I've created here is what's absolutely necessary for your healing and transitioning into this new world. I know it doesn't seem like that to some of you, that this is a new world we're entering, but it absolutely is. There are those who cannot exist in this new world, who cannot function in this new world because it is too high frequency. And there are those who will function perfectly in this new world because it's exactly the frequency that they've been waiting on. No, ladies, sister flows in particular. You'll find many skies who are on OnlyFans. You'll find many skies who are in a deep level of depression in the next couple of years because AI is going to take their jobs. And you, who has been so unappreciated literally for the past 20 years since skies have taken control, are now going to rise to the top. The Bible speaks very clearly of this, that the meek shall inherit the earth. And this is your time. So those of you who wanted to keep away from the excess tattoos, or those of you who want to keep away from the short mini skirts, knowing that this is not you and this is not the way it should be. Those of you who chose to walk away from the violence, walk away from the arguments and the bickering, the pettiness. Those of you who chose to take the higher path, this is the part where you take your rightful place in this world because you are the meek that inherits the earth. It's just a matter now of having the right conversations with yourself to make sure that you're in the right mental space to receive that overflow that is coming. And also that your head is in the right space to be able to show mercy to others who took advantage of you at times when you were in that lowly spot. So the weak shall be made strong, the strong shall be made weak. This is happening now. And you'll see it increasing over the days, weeks, months, and especially throughout the year. Just embrace it and understand that you too will have your glory days. You know, everything comes in a circle, and now the cycle, everything goes in a cycle. So it's at a shifted in a different cycle now where a lot of beauty wins, a lot of good hearts, the good hearts win. It's just a matter of you stepping forward, adjusting, making the proper adjustments how you need to, and then walking into your archetype, into your energetic field, into your full bloomed self. That looks like Sister Sky, by the way, in case you're curious. That's called Oracle Nova. That's who you become. The Sister Skies, when you walk in your highest self, you become Oracle Nova. The Sister Flow, Queen Abyss. You master your depths. So instead of going to the place of depression, you go into a place that looks like Maya Angelou, but in a way that is leadership, that is support, that is giving, that is caring. Um, Brother Flame, you become Father Son. That is, your light gives strength and passion to all those who witness you, who see you. They're inspired by you. And then, of course, there's the Brother Earth. Brother Earth, you become Lord Olympus. You are the rock that others build upon. You are the mountain that others know will not be moved because you are stable, you are secure, you are loving. You are the foundation that keeps everything together. And that, and these elements working together, are the core of love. Working together in their highest golden path, they become the core of what love means. And that's the journey that we're on here as humans, to become love, to learn each other, to embrace our own shortcomings as humans. All the noise is being put out the way. AI is taking the noise out of the way. You ain't got to worry about all the extra creativity, all the intellect, and all the doing that we spoke about earlier. All you have to do is just focus on connecting now, right? Think about this journey, how we went from the internet, the strongest connection we've ever had at the time back in 92 when it was exposed to us, connection, internet connection, Zoom connections. And now we have the digital space is saying, get off of us as much as possible and connect with each other. This is only a, a, a ascension that's clearly happening, that human connection is being allowed to flourish. If that ain't God, I don't know what is. So I'll see you on the next one. Next Friday. I look forward to seeing you here. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to me go off. Hopefully you got something from this and you learn more about yourself. I'll see you next Friday. I want you to win. Tune into who you are, learn what your energy type is. It will help you navigate through life. It's not just how you engage and interact and communicate with people. It's also how you eat. It's how you sleep. It's how you engage the world. And as you continue to learn, if you need some guidance, healingwithezra.com. You'll find all my books there, leadership there. You can join the free community. We have a group of really loving, caring people who have nothing but good things to say, and real things to say, right? So even when it sounds like bad news, know that it's truth that's coming through, and you need that to grow. And we continue to rise together. That's how we win, by winning together. I love you. I want you to win. Do all those things. Tune in. Join me if you like in the community. Definitely check out the books if it speaks to you. And I'll see you next Friday. Have a wonderful